this is Tandy Gutierrez, and this is your mat and kitchen workout for today. All you're going to need is your mat. Go ahead and start laying on your back. Your knees are going to be bent, and your feet are flat on the mat. So you want to make sure that things are bony fist distance apart. Actually make a fist, eyeball it, and go, oh yeah, that's a little more narrow than I thought it was. Roll the shoulders down and back. You're just going to start with some simple breathing. Inhale to scoop that belly button up underneath the rib cage. Exhale to hold it there nice and tight, okay? Inhale to pull everything away from your clothes. Exhale to try to tuck it up underneath the rib cage and leave it there. Okay, one more breath. Inhale to scoop everything up. Exhale to hold it there nice and tight. This is your Pilates core contraction. Are you sucking in? Yes, but you're not holding your breath. That's why I can do it and still talk to you. You're training your diaphragm. You're creating more space for your lungs, and you're creating more control and more strength in all of your core muscles, okay? So in this position, the goal is to hold this as long as you can through each of your exercises, but it's a practice. It's not going to be perfect, and if you feel it kind of unraveling because you're trying to do other things, come back to it. No big deal. Try not to hold your breath. The technique will come with time. That's all. Don't stress out about it, okay? Roll the shoulders down and back. Try to press the backs of the shoulders on the mat. If that causes the hands to come up, that's fine. I want connection and strength in your upper back. This tones and strengthens your upper back, not this folding and gripping from the biceps and the hands. Roll it down and back. Stay here. Inhale to lift up through that belly. Exhale to knit and hold it nice and tight. Keep the contraction in the belly. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone under, gently press the low back to the floor, and then release. Squeeze, tuck the glutes, round your low back, and then let it release, okay? Inhale to squeeze, exhale to release. 2 more times. Inhale to squeeze, exhale to release, inhale to squeeze, exhale to release. Stay here. There may or may not be space under your low back. Everybody is different. What you want to make sure is that your core is nice and tight and contracted, and that you don't feel pain in your low back. If it's feeling grumpy or painful, play around with how much tuck and how much tilt you need. So if I tilt too far, there's a lot of mobility there. I feel it crunch up in my low back, and I know I'm compressing my vertebra and the disc inside it, okay? But if I come to this middle ground, everything feels good and yummy. I feel core contraction, my back feels free. You may be any angle in between there to get that sensation in your body. So play with it, find it. Inhale, lift up through that belly. Exhale to knit it nice and tight. Roll the shoulders down and back, fingertips long. Take an inhale to scoop the belly button up underneath the rib cage. Exhale to just bring the head and shoulders up, reach the fingertips towards the heels, and lower down. You're going to do that again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to reach. Inhale to lower. Exhale to reach. You guys go, we're doing crunches. No, we're not. Don't use that word. Doing heel reaches. Reach for your heels, but think of it more as a celery boat or a canoe shape, that there's length and hollowing, not folding and squishing. 3, 2, the hands can float or they can slide along the ground, doesn't matter. 1, lower down, okay? Stay here, roll the shoulders down and back. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling so you get the opening across the chest and the shoulders. Inhale to lengthen and slide one heel away from you. Exhale to pull the belly button up and imagine that that is your fishing line that pulls the heel back. Just stay on that one side for now. Inhale to slide the heel out. If you've got socks on, it's easier, but that bit of grip with the floor is actually really lovely and helpful. So as you slide in and out, you may feel like you kind of hopscotch in and out. The goal is to get a smooth process and to keep the core nice and strong. If you feel like your back and things are tweaking around a whole lot, just slow it down and imagine that fishing line connected from heel to belly button. And because you lift the belly button, the heel slides out or in. Inhale, lift that belly button. Let it slide out long. Exhale, lift the belly button. Reel it back in. Leave that leg here. Other leg. Inhale to let it slide out. And again, you don't want to feel anything in your low back. Exhale to draw it back in slowly, carefully, and thoughtfully. And you go, I don't get it. I don't get it. She's making me slide my heel, and it's supposed to be a workout. It is a low core, low belly strengthener, okay? It's also about getting functional movement back in your body, the way a body is connected and built to work. We're not trying to hurry it. We're not trying to make it crazy. We're trying to really feel that connection of low belly to your heel, okay? Inhale to lengthen it out. Exhale to draw it back in. So imagine ground control, your control station is right behind your belly button, and that nothing in your body gets to move, react, or respond until it contracts. That keeps everything safe. That creates a lot of stability where you want it and a lot of mobility in the other parts. One more time. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale to drag it back in and then release, okay? From here, you're gonna do like hip or knee fallouts basically and back in. You're gonna let one knee fall wherever it can, okay? If you feel your hip shift off and the booty go, contract through your core, try to stabilize. Imagine that somebody took duct tape and took it across the hip bones and really anchored you to the floor so that your hip bones, your pelvis, is square to the ceiling. That's a super nerdy kind of setup for you, right? Okay? But this way we're getting rotation in the hip without it coming from the low back. You're just going to see where it can go, and everybody's is going to be different. One more on this side, and if you're holding lockdown, control, and contraction in your core, you're getting a lot of core work, okay? Other side. Inhale, let it open and fall, and just kind of go, where does this one go? Does it affect the other knee? Try to keep it aiming straight for the ceiling. It does not need to look like mine. You always need to meet yourself on the mat and see what your body's capable of doing today. Every day is going to be different. Life is an evolution, right? It's always different. Hydration levels, rest levels, stress levels, allergies, pollution. The goal is just learn to deal with it as it comes. How many resources, how much education do you have in each area to make your body and your health as balanced as possible amongst all of the crazy variables, right? One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift it up. Okay, then you're going to do a version of a circle. Knee's going to come in, you're going to open out, and then fold close. Okay, knee comes in. You can do whatever you want to with the hands and fold close. Now, there's going to be some wiggle, right? If you want to get that arm out of the way, that's fine. I just want you to feel that core contraction. You may hear some grumblings inside that hip socket. That's okay. One more time this direction. And just fold it closed. Then you're going to reverse. You're going to let it fall open like we did, and then circle it up and in, and then set it down. So is it this full yummy circle experience? Not totally, okay? But the goal is to get that core contraction nice and stable for your low back, and then let your appendages do what they get to do and what they're built to do, which is move in 360 degrees. How many times do you do that with your hip? Okay? Happy holidays. One more time. And then set it down, okay? Other side. You're going to lift it up and in first, let it open, and then close it. So again, it's not a full giant yummy circle. You kind of get shortchanged, that one little bit of it, but the goal is to keep the pelvis as stable as possible. So again, imagine maybe your superhero belt that kind of locks you into place. The hip bones, your gun holsters, should be aiming for the ceiling the whole time, regardless of what that leg gets to do, because it's pulling you off balance, okay? And you're doing the best you can, keeping this knee straight. One more time. All that sound in there, muscles, ligaments, and tendons rolling over each other, tight stuff. Go the other direction. Let it fall out, then lift from your core contraction to set it down. Fall out, lift, and scoop, set it down. So again, really small, simple movements that when you dig into them, you're like, they're kind of complicated if you're really working from your core, and that's what makes them really beautiful and balanced and create way more strength and way more results in the body than you think. Again, you walk past Matt and kitchen exercise and workout, and they go, you're just laying around on the floor. No. We're working at really deep levels, little tiny stabilizers, really intelligently. And then set it down. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side, okay? And then plant your feet. Check that your knees are bony hip distance apart again. Okay, roll the shoulders down and back. From here, inhale, lift up through the belly button. Exhale to find your core contraction, leave it there. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale them down. Now, if they don't touch the floor, that's fine. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale to lower them down. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears the entire time. If the arms are not straight, that's okay too, okay? You're gonna do 3, 2, 1. Hold the arms overhead. The thing to watch out for, watch me, is that you don't do this. That it pops and splays your low back. This is really a low back strengthener, okay? That your core is solid and strong, your low back is protected and strong, and the arms get to move in whatever shape they can. Leave them wherever they can go, hanging towards the floor or touching the floor, okay? Then you're gonna make little angels here, right? It's holiday time, maybe you've got snow. Our version of Pilates, snow angels, okay? Keep as much surface area of your arms on the floor as possible. And here's where the funky part comes in. You're sliding your arms, pull the ribs down as the elbows try to squish and kiss into your side. Mistletoe hanging over that belly button. Pull those elbows in, pull that rib cage down, okay? Because what your body wants to do is this. That's not good. That's going to hurt your low back. Pull the rib cage down to the ground and try to pull the elbows in. You're going to do 3, 2, so maybe your superhero belt got moved to your rib cage. 1, then take your arms to a scarecrow position so they're bent out to the side. And you're just going to rotate down and back, down and back. Again, they don't have to touch the floor. Those palms don't need to touch the floor. Maybe yours do, maybe they don't, okay? And if you'll notice that when my palms touch the floor, everything lifts up, okay? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to rotate as far as you can. Shoulders stay down. That's a little different. Inhale. Exhale. Palms down. But keep the upper back connected to the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze down in the armpit. Be honest about what the rotation is, because can I get my palm to the floor? Yes, if I do that, but that hurts my shoulder. So keep the shoulder anchored to the ground, and then see, what can I do? There, if I go slow. One more time. Press down. Hold here. Okay, the palms are going to stay facing the floor, okay? And then you're going to do little puppet arms here. Lift from the elbows and then go down to a straight arm. Lift from the elbows, go down to a straight arm. Notice that my shoulders are doing their very best to stay down. It means I don't get to lift my arms a whole lot. So the shoulders stay down as I bend to the elbow. 3, 2, holiday puppets, you didn't know, right? 1, and lower them down. Take an inhale, roll those shoulders down and back, scoop that belly button up underneath the rib cage. Exhale to curl up over the ribs. Make sure there's space between your chin and your chest, about an orange or an egg distance. Look out between the knees towards the other wall. Don't look in towards your belly button. And that can make some things crunch up. We want length today. Slightly bend the elbows, roll the shoulders down and back, start your pumping for your hundreds here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Pull that belly button away from your clothes. Scoop the abdominals up and underneath the rib cage. Try to curl up higher on your exhale. Inhale. And exhale. In. And out. We have 3. And out. 1. And out. Rest and lower down. Roll the shoulders down and back. If the hands come up, that's fine. Little oblique twists and turns. So if you're okay with your hair getting messed up, just scooch it along the mat. Keep your belly tight. Notice that my pelvis and hips aren't moving. It's just my upper body. It's my fingertips reaching for my heels or for my toes. You're gonna do 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Hug the knees in towards your chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rock on up to a seated position. Okay, from here, heels together, toes apart, hands either on the back of your knees or just right underneath the knees. Roll the shoulders down and back, scoop the belly button like somebody took a little melon baller through there, okay? Inhale to rock back towards your shoulder blades, exhale up. You're just gonna do 4 more. Inhale to rock back, exhale up. So imagine a jingle bell. You've got the ball on the outside and that little ball on the inside that makes the jingly sound, right? So the little one's where all the good's at. That little ball is that contraction behind your belly button. Hold at the top. Push your hands into your legs and your legs into your hands. So if they're out here, you push here. If they're under, you push through the legs and pull through the arms, okay? So the outside ball is the shape that we make. The inside ball is that lift in the belly button. Go again for 4. Inhale to rock back, exhale up. Inhale to rock back, exhale up. Try not to flip through your pelvis. I'm going to show you the bad way. Then when you come up, you pop up. It's even harder for me to balance now, but a lot of people do that to find their balance. It's a rounded jingle bell position. 1 more, inhale to rock back, exhale up and hold. Knees together, plant your feet on the mat. Take your feet that bony fist distance apart, grab through the front of the shins or the knees and lift up. Look up if it feels comfortable, hold here. See if you can keep that length in your spine without holding. Peel and roll back just a little bit. Lift through the belly, lift up. Exhale to peel and roll back just a little bit. Scoop out through the belly. Exhale up. Okay, and 1 more little roll back, itty bitty, and lift up. Then you're going to roll all the way down to the mat. Peel and roll down. Okay, knees together, roll to your side. Heels come towards your tush, knees stack one on top of the other. You're just going to lay your head on your arm out long. From here, tuck your tush underneath you a lot. You can fold this arm, you can do whatever's comfortable with it. But really squeeze and tuck your butt. So we just came from your roll like a ball, this rounded position. I want you to continue this rounded position. Hand can go here, it can be here. Doesn't matter, but your shoulder is open, armpit is stable. Inhale to open, exhale to close. So good little clam shells. Toes are pointed, open, and close. Everything we're doing today is about pelvic stability. Your pelvis, right? Because that's really where your core contraction is. And if all that's wiggling around in your work, you're not getting the deep, deep, deep core work, plus your back is just at this real delicate stage of things going wrong periodically. So tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes, do whatever you want to with your hand. Pretend you're a rocket for now, okay? 1 more, open and close, okay? Then you open up the knee as much as you can and bring that foot towards the other foot. It's not going to look like this on everybody. Do the best you can. You have knee kisses and toe kisses. There is movement to get this to happen. Like there's a little adjustment in the center because otherwise it'd just be the open close that we just did. You kind of have to lift up to close down. Okay? So it's knee kisses and toe kisses. You do the best you can. It's internal and external rotation inside that hip socket. So there's been a lot of hip work today too. Again, sneaky stuff. Looks like you're not doing a lot and tomorrow you're going to go, wait a minute, I'm sore. Or maybe you're not sore, but things just feel good, okay? 1 more on this side, knee kisses and toe kisses, and then close them up, okay? Up and over to the other side. So, knees are bent. Heels reach in towards your tush this time, so it's a tight little ball. And then the knee comes in as close to you as you can. Before you go anywhere, tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes, okay? Shoulders are trying to stay away from your ears, core is trying to stay nice and tight. You're going to open and close. Open and close, okay? So clam shells. You're not going to get anything out of these, I promise you, if you do not squeeze and use your glutes, okay? Your butt muscles, gluteus maximus, minimus, and medius. Protect your low back. If you've got a lot of low back issues, you need strong glutes to literally put the cap on everything, okay? So you're gonna open and close. As the knee opens, you're squeezing and pushing your butt forward. That's where the goods are in the glutes, because you can open and close all day and feel nothing. And you go, what do we do these for? Squeeze your tush. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you're headed into knee kisses and toe kisses. Knee kisses, toe kisses. Okay, so you're strengthening all of the goods inside the hip socket here. You're getting a lot of glute medius, which is really nice, and one that often gets missed. Maximus, the major tushy part, is kind of easy to access, right? So it's a lot of hip health from the inside out. But it gives you a good butt, okay? So it is super nerdy work, it is fitness geeky work, but guess what? It's really good for your tush. It lifts and strengthens and sculpts. Keep going. 6, 5, 4, 3, shoulders down best you can, 2, and 1, okay? Roll all the way to your belly. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Let your forehead rest on top. Release the toes. Press your pubic bone to the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Lift the elbows. Slide the shoulders away from your ear. Press your forehead into your hands and hands into forehead to lift up, lower down. So baby bird. Press the pubic bone to the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze down in the armpit. Lift the elbows. Press the palms into your forehead to come up. Lower down. Do not separate your head from your hands. That's not what we want. Press the hands to your forehead to lift. Switch which hand is on top, 3 on the other side. Press your pubic bone to the floor, squeeze your glutes. Slide the shoulders down away from your ears. Lift to the elbows, press the palms to your head, lower down. Pubic bone to the floor, squeeze the glutes. Lift the elbows, slide down in the armpit, lower down. One more time. Squeeze the glutes, press the pubic bone to the floor, slide down through the shoulders, lift up through the palms, lower down, stay here. Make a fist, bring your elbows into a parallel position. Press off the floor, okay? Push out of the forearms. Don't let it curl in your low back. So we're talking a lot about that today where it dumps into the low back. I can do that, that hurts. Lift from the belly button as if somebody put a little doorstop wedge, a little triangle underneath there. Lift the belly button, tuck the tush under. You're not going to be able to move it under you, but it's not way out no man's land and totally disengaged, literally. Lift the belly button. If you need to lift the hips off the floor to feel it, do that. And you can bring the hips back down if it doesn't hurt your back. Stay here, press out of the floor. Single leg kicks, 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and lower down, okay? One hand on top of the other, forehead is glued together. Press your pubic bone to the floor. Squeeze down in the armpits, but the elbows and the head stay on the mat. Press your pubic bone to the floor, squeeze your glutes, point the toes, lift the legs. Just swim in the legs today. Inhale and exhale, little flutters. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You're gonna do 4 and out, 3 and out, 2 and out. Squeeze your glutes, 1 and out, rest. From here, legs come together, tuck the toes under. Flat palm to the floor. We don't usually do this variation. We're gonna do it today. Spread the fingertips out as wide as you possibly can. Look down, make sure that your arms make railroad tracks. They're parallel to each other, okay? They're not a diamond, they're not a V. Railroad tracks, here we go. Take an inhale, exhale, tuck your tailbone under, push back into your feet, okay? And you may need to adjust, and that's fine. Slide the shoulders down away from the ears, squeeze down in the armpit. Push through the pads of the fingertips. Push through your heels. Lengthen the legs as straight as they'll go. So feel like the knees have little puppet strings on the back of them and they're hanging from the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees go down. You're just going to come halfway back, okay? So you're not headed to a child's pose. Release the toes, okay? From here, slide those shoulders away from your ears, lift through the belly, okay? And then release. Squeeze down in the armpit to give yourself space between your ear and your shoulder, release. Squeeze down in the armpit, give yourself space in the shoulder. Keep them there. Tuck the toes under. Try for a dolphin. Press through the backs of the legs. Now, they go as straight as they can, wherever they can. Then try to tippy-toe them in. You let them go as far as possible, but keep pressing through the pads of the fingers. You can release the head, squeeze down in the armpit. You can tippy-toe more if you can. Legs do not need to be straight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tippy-toe back. Bend the knees. Lengthen the arms, then eke to puppy pose, okay? It's not a pretty one, right? Not at all. And then if you want to, in puppy pose, you can start to push back to where you're real close to the thighs, but the front of the neck and the chin are on the floor. If that's really uncomfortable, come out farther. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come back just to an all fours position. Last time. Forearms on the mat, fingers really wide. Thumbs are reaching for each other. Spread the fingers as wide as you can. Walk your feet back to your plank position, then step them wide, okay? This gives your back more support and more space. Squeeze down in the armpit. The squeezing in the armpit activates your upper back. You're actually strengthening your upper back and kicking your lats on to do this work. Press through the pads of the fingertips. Lift and squeeze through your belly. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down. Find that midway position. Then eke out to your puppy pose. Okay? If none of this puppy pose is happening, you're going to come up higher, and if you've got a block, it's going to go under your chin, and you're just going to start to lengthen the front of the body. It's an extension for the front of the body, which is really weird. And then if you can press back and kind of drag that chin open. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make your way to an all fours position. And then just find a careful seated position, whatever feels good, okay? Inhale, lift up through the belly. Exhale, knit through the ribs. Inhale, lift up through the belly. Exhale, knit through the ribs. Roll those shoulders down and back. Pull the rib cage back. It will feel rounded, but it's not. So I'm going to turn to the side. I want you all to see this if you haven't seen it before. When I talk to you about knitting your ribs, it means like you're closing the button on the front of your jacket. I'm just going to get my hands out of the way. So most of us try to find mobility by popping through our low back. Everything's dumping, compressing, and really mean. This spills out. It's not pretty, and it's not safe in the body. When I ask you to knit your ribs, it's like buttoning the front button of a coat. It pulls them in. So then you find alignment of shoulder, rib cage, and hip, and it's not an easy thing. It kind of feels like you've been pressed between 2 pages of a book. It takes time, it takes practice, and you might need a little mirror wherever your mat time and space happens, okay? But the goal of knitting your ribs just means you don't splay them out and let everything dump into your low back. So think about putting the button, it's that season, right, for coats, on that winter coat right here in the front. Thank you for getting on the mat with me today. Thank you for working out with Mat and Kitchen, and I will see you next time.